Welcome back to our WordPress penetration testing and security course. So in this lesson, we'll be diving into WordPress security fundamental. My name is Chandan Godela, and today we will cover that foundational elements you need to secure your WordPress site effectively. So WordPress is one of the most popular content management system in the world, which powering over 40% of all our websites. So with this popularity comes the risk of being of prime target the attackers. That's why the understanding the basic of WordPress security is crucial. So let's explore the key areas we'll be focusing on in this lesson. So here what we'll be covering in this lesson. The first one is common security threats, user roles and permissions, keeping WordPress updated, secure hosting and server configuration, and best practices for site setup. So let's start with that's important of WordPress security. So the importance of WordPress security, the security is not just about protecting your website's data, it's about protecting your users, your reputations and your business. So a single securing breach can lead to data loss, theft of sensitive information and damaged reputations. So implementing strong security measures helps you to prevent these issues and ensure your site runs smoothly. Now let's move into that common security threats. So some of the most common threats of WordPress site includes that brute force attacks, that's mean automated attempt to guess your login credentials, malware, which means that malicious software that can infect your site and steal the data, is SQL injection, exploiting vulnerabilities in your database queries, accesses, cross-site scripting, that's mean injecting malicious script into your site's content, outdated software, that's mean running old version of WordPress themes or plugins that have known vulnerabilities. So understanding these threats helps you to recognize the importance of implementing security measures. Next, let's talk about that user roles and permissions. So WordPress comes with a built-in user roles management system and that define what each user can and cannot do. So the default that user roles are, the first one is that administrator, that's when it's have that full access of all site features. Then second one is editor, which can publish and manage the post including those of that other users. Then number three is for author, that's mean can publish and manage their own post. Then contributor can write and manage their own post but cannot publish them. And last one, that subscriber, that's mean can only manage their own profile. So assigning the correct role and permissions helps limit to access to critical areas of your site, which reduce the risk of accidental of malicious changes. The next one is that keeping WordPress. So regularly updating WordPress, that core themes and plugins ensure you have the latest security patches and features. Many vulnerabilities are discovered and fixes in updates. So staying current is one of the simplest yet most effective security practices. Next, let's look at that secure hosting and server configuration. So choosing a reputable hosting provider with that strong security measures, it's essential. Look for that some features such as SSL certificate, which encrypt the data transmit between your site and its user, the firewalls which protect your site from malicious traffic, then regular backups which ensures you can that restore your site if someone goes wrong, server side security tools, that's mean that's provide an extra layer of protection. So configuring your server correctly also helps that ensure your that permissions are set that properly, disable unnecessary services, and use secure protocol like SFTP instead of FTP. Finally, let's discuss that best practices for setting up your site. So what best practices we can follow? The first one is that using strong and unique password for the all accounts. So in the next video we're gonna discuss about that and practically that how can you generate that password for the all users and how can you manage that multiple users in WordPress dashboard bar. The second one is that limiting that login attempts to prevent that brute force attacks. So there are multiple plugins also where we can implement that secure plugins to that restrict that brute force attack. And the implementing the two-factor authentication obviously in that cyber security or information security, it's a good practice to implement the two-factor authentication. Then regularly scan your sites of the malware using secure plugins to monitor and protect your sites. And so by following these practices, you significantly reduce the risk of your site being compromised. So let's wrap up our overview of WordPress security fundamentals part 1. In the next video, we'll continue this fundamental part and we'll learn about WordPress security plugins.